in the kitchen. Come and try my dish, bitch, in the kitchen. Welcome to this dish, is bitch, in the kitchen. This is bitch, in the kitchen, in the kitchen. This is bitch, in the kitchen, yeah.
What is up, you guys? It is your favorite bitch in the kitchen, Adriana here. I am just here prepping the things that we're gonna need today for the episode, and that is, drumroll please, we're making jams 2 ways. Now, you're like, bro, is she fucking kidding me? She's really gonna make jam? Yeah, I am gonna make jam. Here's why. Jam's a staple in my household, and it's a staple now that I make jam. Because jam is known to have BS sugar and a lot of different kind of preservatives. And actually, my roommate, and I've had people bring me jams that I actually can give you an example this time, I'm pretty sure. We all know these jams, they have great flavors, but not for me. This is why. Plums, sugar, brown cane sugar, concentrated lemon juice, fruit pectin. There's 2 different types of sugar in here that I personally don't consume alone or in prepackaged foods. So the best way to avoid doing that is to make jam on your own, and it is literally so easy, and you wouldn't know that it's so easy. So today I'm gonna tell you how to make 2 types of jams. Okay, first one we're making is a berry cherry jam. This is great for if you need to get rid of on their way out berries, like such.
You made sure this is recording, right?
Anyhow, I'm just taking the stems off of the strawberries. I'm cutting them into smaller pieces because once they get soft, we're gonna wanna mush these once they start to boil in the water. Now that all of my fruits are ready, I'm going to put them in the water. Follow me. I've already started with both of my pots. The base for this is just boiling water. It kind of depends how many berries you have or how high your berries or whatever the ingredient is fills the pot. But in this case, I know I put 2.5 cups of water in here, and I know I put 2 cups of water in this one. The 2.5 cups of water is for the berry cherry jam. These cherries are frozen, so they're gonna take a minute. So I'm gonna put them in first. I'm just gonna take a handful and I'm gonna let them defrost in there. Fun fact, I'm actually kind of allergic to cherries. If I eat them not frozen, they make me itch. Itchy. Okay, throw away as we go. Crank the heat on this bad boy. And then in we go with the blueberries and the strawberries. Also to note, I buy organic berries, always non-negotiable. Reason being, berries hold more pesticides if sprayed than any other fruit or vegetable. So that is why I buy organic berries all the time. Let's go. And in go the blueberries. All right, that's a win in my book. Meanwhile, I'm going to make my second jam, which is going to be more of a savory. It's still gonna be sweet, but it's gonna have a kick to it. I'm making apricot red hot jam. I actually made this the other day and I could not eat it. It was way too spicy. The peppers were way too spicy. So now I'm going on a ratio of 4 apricots to 1 red hot because I have bitch mouth. I never have cooked with not dried apricots before. Are they pretty? PSA, I also am a musician. Go listen to my songs and I'll link them right here. So I kind of learned this the hard way the first time. The apricots actually don't mush up like other fruits do. So that's why I did not blend my strawberries, cherries, and blueberries because they easily mash with a fork once they're done boiling. Apricots, and especially the pepper, do not do that. So I'm actually gonna blend them first, rough chop, and then we're gonna do the same exact process that we did with the fruit, with the first jam, with this jam. We're jamming. While I'm doing this, let me tell you a PSA. If you're gonna use a hot pepper, I would do that last because you don't want the transfer of the spice on any of your utensils or your fingers. I learned that the hard way last week when I made this jam for the first time. It was not fun, my mouth was on fire. Another fun fact, if you don't know this, the seeds are normally the hottest part of the pepper. If you want your salsa, your sauce, your jam to be super spicy, you leave the seeds in. If you don't, it'll be much more mild. You scoop the seeds out. For this though, since I'm going, you know, ratio, oh my God, there's so many seeds. All right, actually, I'm gonna take some of the seeds out. Guys, I really have a hard time with spice, so I'll leave some of the seeds. Ah, my berries are boiling. That's a good thing. Once your berries start boiling like this, it's time to reduce the heat just by a hair. You want to now stir these, and you want to lightly start mashing them. If you have one of the stainless steel like potato mashers, you could use that. I'm just using a fork because that's what I have right now. Also, this is totally to your preference. If you want a really chunky jam or a really chunky jelly, leave this as is. It's gonna be good either way. The flavor is gonna be the same. If you want it to be more runny and you want to make syrup out of it and maybe strain it, I would mash it. Okay, before you add any sweetener, you want this to reduce. See how there's a lot of liquid here? You don't want all of this liquid. You want it to evaporate. So you can let it have a simmer, but not a rolling boil. And you just let that reduce probably by half. Back to scheduled programming. We're going to rough chop this. Rough chop. Okay, that's actually gonna be enough for me. If you want it to be like not as juicy, I would put it in a food processor. The NutriBullet is just what I have right now, so that's what it's gonna be. And it looks like this. How you doing? It's not boiling yet. So we're gonna have to take a pause for the cause. In the meantime, if you're bored, you could go and listen to this song here while you cook, or any of these recipes here you'll enjoy. I think the pepper got into my finger. It's not quite at a rolling boil yet, but I'm jumping the gun and I'm pouring this in. All right, while those are busy reducing, you're gonna take your favorite plate ever. This is my favorite plate ever. And we're gonna make a little snack plate, because what good is a jam if you have nothing good to jam it on? Okay, I really don't have much to work with today. Normally I would have some soft boiled eggs and I'd have multiple types of meat, but I don't really have that today. So I just found whatever was in my fridge. We're working with fennel, which I'm gonna slice. And whatever we don't use, we're gonna put in the, I know they know it. And if you don't wanna put it in the broth bag, save it for some tea. All your scraps we're gonna put in the broth bag. Guys, obviously don't put anything that looks rotten in your broth bag. Let's chop up our fennel. If you guys haven't seen it, I make a really good fennel citrus salad. I will link it right here. The centers of these are very hard. They're not super pleasant to eat, but it's not like they're non-edible. I just like wouldn't eat them. Oh my God, spicy. The fennel's not spicy, it's a transfer. Oh my God. Guys, I'm not fucking kidding. That pepper is no joke. Fennel, whoa, run away. Kind of fun fact, I fucking hate fennel. And I only really like it in that salad that I make. When it's snack plate time, we kind of underestimate how much snacks we have. How many snacks? How much snack? I just want to watch Shrek. Next up, we're just gonna open, I got this goat brie from Whole Foods today. Cheese, when you buy it, just PSA, get an uncolored cheese. Yes, that means cheddar is colored. They use this thing called annatto to color your cheese. You really don't need that in your life, so don't buy it, in my opinion. This is such a cute little guy. Oh my gosh, look how cute he is. I want him to be the center of attention. All right, then I'm going in with some cucumbers after I wash them. And like, these are the cutest cucumbers. Look how cute. A cute cucumber. I like my cucumbers cut one of two ways. If they're in a salad, I like cutting them this way, then dicing into small little cubes. But in this case scenario, I like them in a stick. So indeed, we will make sticks. Bro, oh my God, there's something spicy on my fucking finger. Broth bag. I actually found this gorgeous heirloom tomato today. Everyone shits on heirloom tomatoes if they're ugly, but they're naturally just ugly, and that's why I love them so much. They're just literally so ugly that they're fucking beautiful. So I'm just gonna rinse this off and slice him up. Some people don't fucking like rolls. That's their problem. We all have rolls. Wow, look at her. Wow, Gorgina. Wow, you guys. Wow, what a gorgeous piece of fruit. Yes, a tomato is a fruit. Oh my God, my knife's not sharp enough for this. I mean, just gorgeous. What is a tomato without some flake salt? Okay, and next one that you probably haven't thought of before, dates and butter. This is one of my favorite hacks. I love dates and butter. It tastes like cookie dough without all the BS. And I mean that. Grass-fed butter, by the way, always. We're gonna go in and we're just gonna chop off little slivers for each date. Put that date on the plate. Put that date on the plate. Put that date on the plate. Okay, resuming with the jam, guys. I must have put too much water in this one because it's taking way too long to reduce. But for the pepper apricot jam, this one calls for apple cider vinegar. It has to do with the acidity of it. You will not be using apple cider vinegar in any strictly berry jam. So I'm going to put a splash of this in, and then we're also gonna add our tried and true maple syrup. You see that drip drip? I do eyeball this, unfortunately. I can't give you a measurement, but if I were to tell you how much, it would look something like this. Okay, this is syrup slash jam slash preserves after all, so it has to be sweet. And then we're gonna give that a nice stir. Swirl around, and that's gonna get nice and thick. I will tell you though, it's gonna be runnier than it's going to be once you refrigerate it. At this point, I'm going in on this side. I'm adding the maple syrup as well. Here we go. You can optionally also add lemon juice. Remember, fruit is naturally sweet. You could do this to your liking, your preference. That's the beauty of making your own syrup and jam. Back to the snack plate. Okay, I've cut the heat and I decided I was going to store them in tried and trues mason jars. I have the tiny ones. Here's my apricot red hot in here. And here's my berry cherry in here. And I've set some aside so I can enjoy with my snack plate along with some fresh homemade bread, my excess tomatoes, and that's really a wrap. I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil on top of my fennel, and that's gonna conclude this episode of 2 Jams, 2 Ways. Thank you guys so much for following. If you don't know me by now, I'm Adriana. I'm over 2.5 years prescription free from purely changing my diet, and this is the way that I eat to stay off medication. I will catch you guys next time. Sprinkle some salt onto that subscribe button, and I'm gonna take a nap. Bye.